Okay, here we go. Today is fast, fierce, and data rich, so stay focused. This is important stuff. So what's next? Well, besides the obvious, the presidential election tomorrow, but really, what's next for you and I in the housing industry? I don't know about you, but I like to stay ahead of the game. So let's sit down and figure this thing out. Not you nerd, figuratively speaking.
Well, I'd much rather do this sitting down, but the boss man says no, so whatever. Anyways, let's look at where we are right now. Rates are extremely low thanks to the Fed. Inventory is way down. New home inventory specifically is at a 50-year low. First-time buyers are making up a third of the market. Jobs and unemployment seem to be getting better. And lastly, echo booms are apparently happening in places like Arizona and California.
Now, we went pretty fast there, so let's break those down real quick, starting with the echo booms. Now, I wouldn't believe it if I didn't see it with my own eyes, but take a look at Phoenix, for instance. They have seen a 29% increase year over year in median sales price. Now, why is that? Well, they credit largely to the investors buying and the fact that in Phoenix, owning is 49% cheaper than renting.
Yeah, and back to the new home inventory being at a 50-year low. This is a big deal as new construction will play a big role in our recovery moving forward. Now, the Niche Report has a good article talking about this, basically stating that with new home inventory being so low, this will push new home sale prices higher and drive the real estate market moving forward.
We have seen this firsthand here locally as one of our biggest local developers has been holding lots hostage, sparking a demand for his lots and pushing the value of his lots higher. Now, here's a cool stat. The most recent new single-family home price is $256,900. That is only 1% away from the peak that was reached in 2006.
Take a look at this month's home value forecast. Top metro areas, Seattle, Bellevue, Everett, Washington. Our backyard is numero uno.
Yeah, tweet that.
Followed by, well, you can read for yourself.
Now, I think we still have some REO inventory to get through, but this too seems to be drying up, with serious delinquencies dropping hard to only 3.4%, almost half from the peak of the worst. Many experts feel that REO inventory will continue to drop for various reasons, most notably due to the fact that lenders finally figured out that short selling is a better option in most cases versus foreclosures. Lenders now have been seen sending out short sale offer letters at the very first sign of trouble. Now, how about them jobs?
Well, apparently 171,000 jobs were created in October.
We say apparently because the jobs report from Friday was released right before the election day, and lately the jobs and unemployment numbers have been cooked, if you get my drift for some reason. We're not going to speculate why, but you guys can chime in below and let everyone else know why you think they've been cooked. Hint, it may have something to do with the election.
Now, let's just say that these numbers are indeed accurate. Well, then that's a good sign for the real estate industry. Really good, in fact. More than most of you know. It's been said that the home buying activity that we have already seen is not due to job increase, but the fact that rates and prices have been so low. Adding new buyers with new jobs to the mix will only help the housing industry's momentum. If these numbers are right, and well, that could be a big if.
Now, what does that mean for you and I and the rest of the housing industry in 2013 and beyond? Well, rates will stay low until the Fed feels like having cheap money available is no longer needed, at which point they will cease to purchase mortgage-backed securities, which will in turn push interest rates up quickly.
REO inventory slows down but never really goes away and gives way to new home sales, which could lead to the first real appreciation we've seen since the Great Recession started.
Echo booms will be seen in small pockets of the nation and will come and go quickly, but eventually give way to a normal market and normal market activity.
But here's the variables we all need to be aware of that can throw a monkey wrench into all of this.
Obviously the direction of the White House, but also the results of the Fed artificially keeping rates low. Will this lead to hyperinflation?
Will REO continue to slow, or has this just been a temporary slowdown?
Will job creation continue and unemployment continue to drop?
And finally, an unforeseen variable: foreign money and real estate purchases in the U.S. China, believe it or not, is having a housing bubble that is second to none right now. It's going so well right now that their government's placed a 15% tax on property purchases by foreigners.
This has left to foreigners purchasing property in places like California, where they have access to high-quality universities and prime neighborhoods. As we see the world become smaller and more accessible, we'll see an increase in foreigners here in the U.S.
And quite frankly, we've already seen this. Take a look at international student enrollment since 1996. A huge increase, and the trend will only continue.
Housing and education go hand in hand. International students are graduating, finding jobs, starting families, and purchasing homes. This will be key moving forward for the industry. What do you guys think about the future of the industry? Are we off, or do you agree with what we presented here? Let us know down below, and we'll see you next week.